Good morning, everybody. I hope your day is off to a good start. Today we are going to be examining Isaiah chapter 17, and we are actually going to do chapter 17 and 18 together because they are connected, and chapter 18 is rather short. And so we will actually utilize, instead of just doing one chapter this morning, just like we did with chapters 15 and 16, we will lump chapters 17 and 18 in together. So as we come into chapter 17, you're going to have a message that Isaiah is going to deliver to the people of Damascus. Now, Damascus is the capital of the nation of Syria. Remember that there's two nations with similar names. There's Syria and there's Assyria. Assyria is going to be the one that is going to overtake the northern kingdom of Israel. Syria is the one that at a number of intervals, especially surrounding this time, has allied itself with the northern kingdom. And even on some occasions will be described as allying with the northern kingdom to come against Judah. And so Assyria is going to take, as has been prophesied in previous chapters, Assyria is going to take both Syria and the northern kingdom of Israel in its conquests into the south. But this particular message is going to be to Damascus, which is the capital of the nation of Syria. So let's begin looking at what it is that Isaiah has to say in Isaiah chapter 17. There we read, "The burden against Damascus. Behold, Damascus will cease from being a city, and it will be a ruinous heap. The cities of Aroer are forsaken. They will be for flocks, which lie down, and no one will make them afraid. The fortress also will cease from Ephraim, the kingdom from Damascus, and the remnant of Syria. They will be as the glory of the children of Israel, says the Lord of hosts. In that day it shall come to pass that the glory of Jacob will wane, and the fatness of his flesh grow lean. It shall be as when the harvester gathers the grain, and reaps the heads with his arm. It shall be as he who gathers heads of grains in the valley of Rephaim. Yet gleaning grapes will be left in it, like the shaking of an olive tree, 2 or 3 olives at the top of the uppermost bough, 4 or 5 in its most fruitful branches, says the Lord God of Israel. In that day a man will look to his Maker, and his eyes will have respect for the Holy One of Israel. He will not look to the altars, the work of his hands. He will not respect what his fingers have made, nor the wooden images, nor the incense altars. In that day his strong cities will be as a forsaken bow and an uppermost branch, which they left because of the children of Israel, and there will be desolation, because you have forgotten the God of your salvation, and have not been mindful of the rock of your stronghold. Therefore you will plant pleasant plants, and set out foreign seedlings. In the day you will make your plant to grow, and in the morning you will make your seed to flourish. But the harvest will be a heap of ruins, in the day of grief and desperate sorrow. Woe to the multitude of many people, who make a noise like the roar of the seas, and to the rushing of nations, that make a rushing like the rushing of mighty waters. The nations will rush like the rushing of many waters, but God will rebuke them, and they will flee far away, and will be chased like the chaff of the mountains before the wind, like a rolling thing before the whirlwind. Then behold, at eventide, trouble, and before the morning he is no more. This is the portion of those who plunder us, and the lot of those who rob us. Woe to the land shadowed with buzzing wings, which is beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, which sends ambassadors by sea, even in vessels of reed on the waters, saying, Go, swift messengers, to a nation tall and smooth of skin, to a people terrible from their beginning onward, a nation powerful and treading down, whose land the rivers divide. All inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, when he lifts up a banner on the mountains, you see it, and when he blows a trumpet, you hear it. For so the Lord said to me, I will take my rest, and I will look from my dwelling place, and like clear heat in sunshine, like a cloud of dew in the heat of harvest. For before the harvest, when the bud is perfect, and the sour grape is ripening in the flower, he will both cut off the sprigs with pruning hooks, and take away and cut down the branches. They will be left together for the mountain birds of prey, and for the beasts of the earth. The birds of prey will summer on them, and all the beasts of the earth will winter on them. In that time a present will be brought to the Lord of hosts, from a people tall and smooth of skin, and from a people terrible from their beginning onward, a powerful nation and treading down, whose land the rivers divide, to the place of the name of the Lord of hosts, to Mount Zion. When you look at the things that are said in chapters 17 and 18, there is a lot of vivid imagery that is being utilized about the ruin and the desolation that is to come. There is a lot of messaging about the way that they are going to respond and what is going to happen when they respond to that. So I'd like us to look tomorrow at 3 things that we can pull from chapters 17 and 18. 3 lessons, 3 takeaways that we can see. And there's a number of interesting concepts that are going to be discussed in these 2 particular chapters in giving this message to Damascus, and by extension to the children of Israel in the northern kingdom as well, because there's a number of things that are connected between them. So tomorrow we will look at those things and see what it is that the Lord had to say a little bit deeper in some of these areas. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining us.